Let me tell you something real. Tomorrow does not belong to the lucky. Tomorrow does not belong to the talented. Tomorrow does not belong to the rich. Tomorrow belongs to the disciplined. Too many people are waiting for motivation, waiting for perfect timing, waiting for perfect timing, waiting for confidence, waiting for support. But winners don't wait. Winners move even when they're tired. They push even when they're scared. They work even when nobody is clapping. You see, tomorrow is not a gift. Tomorrow is earned. Right now, somebody else is studying while you're scrolling. How bad do you want it when you fail? How bad do you want it when nobody believes in you? Because your future is listening to your actions, not your words. Everybody says they want success. Everybody says they want freedom. Everybody says they want a better life. But very few are willing to sacrifice sleep, comfort, excuses, and old habits. You can't keep doing what you've always done and expect a different tomorrow. Something has to change. That change starts with you. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You don't need perfect condition. You need commitment. Stop telling yourself, oh, one day is killing your destiny. Make today day one. Build when nobody is watching. Learn when nobody is teaching. Fight when nobody is cheering. Because the world only celebrates the finish line. They don't see the lonely nights, the silent tears, the failures, the doubts. But God sees it. And more importantly, you see it. You weren't born just to survive. You were born to lead, to grow, to dominate your fear, to break generational curses, to become the example. Your past does not define you. Your mistakes do not own you. Your environment does not limit you. What limits you is what you accept. So get up, get focused, get uncomfortable, get focused, fall, get back up. If they laugh, let them. If they doubt, prove them wrong. Because one day they'll ask how you did it, and you'll say, I refuse to quit. Tomorrow is yours, but only if you earn it today. Most people are not failing because they lack talent. They are not failing because they lack opportunity. They are failing because they are waiting. Waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for confidence, waiting for money, waiting for support, waiting for everything to line up. And while they wait, life keeps moving. Time keeps passing. Opportunities keep slipping away. Dreams slowly turn into regrets. Let me tell you something real. Perfect timing does not exist. It never has, and it never will. If you keep waiting for everything to feel right, you will be waiting forever. You don't become great by starting when you're ready. You become great by starting when you're ready. Nobody wakes up one day magically fearless. Nobody suddenly gains clarity out of thin air. Confidence comes from action. Strength comes from struggle. Direction comes from movement. You don't figure it all out first and then move. You move first and then clarity follows. Right now, there's something you know you need to start. Something you've been putting off. Maybe it's your fitness. Maybe it's your education. Maybe it's your business. Maybe it's your business. Maybe it's your healing. Maybe it's your purpose. You already know what it is. And you keep telling yourself, I'll stop when things settle down. I'll start when I have more money. I'll start when I feel motivated. But let me ask you this. When has life ever settled down? When has there ever been a moment where everything was perfect? There will always be bills. There will always be problems. There will always be responsibilities. There will always be fear. Waiting for perfect timing is just fear in disguise. It sounds logical. It sounds responsible, but deep down, it's fear pretending to be planning. You don't need perfect condition. You need courage. Most people don't realize this, but opportunity favors movement. The universe responds to effort. Doors open for people who are already walking. Help comes to those who are already trying. Nobody shows up for someone who is sitting still. Think about it. Every successful person you admire started before they were ready. They launched with imperfect plans. They learned while moving. They failed forward. They adjusted as they went. They didn't wait for confidence. They built it through experience. You say you're waiting for motivation, but motivation doesn't come first. Action comes first. Motivation follows action. When you take that first uncomfortable step, your brain wakes up. Your energy changes. Your mindset shifts. Suddenly you feel alive again. Suddenly you remember who you are. But you have to move. Too many people are stuck in preparation mode. They keep reading, keep watching, keep planning, keep talking, but they never execute. Preparation without action becomes procrastination. Knowledge without application becomes wasted potential. You can study success all day long, but until you step into the arena, nothing changes. Let me tell you something important. Nobody is coming to save you, not your friends, not your family, not your government, not your circumstances. You are the rescue plan. You are the breakthrough. You are the turning point. And the moment you realize that, everything changes. Stop waiting for someone to believe in you. Believe in yourself. Stop waiting for approval. Approve your own life. Stop waiting for permission. You already have it. The world rewards people who take initiative. The world listens to people who show up. The world makes room for people who refuse to stay small. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a starting point. Every big dream begins with a small move. Every transformation starts with one decision. Every comeback begins with one step forward. You don't need to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. And let me be honest with you, starting is going to feel uncomfortable. You will doubt yourself. You will make mistakes. People might criticize you. Some days you'll feel stupid. Some days you'll feel lost. That's part of the process. Growth doesn't feel good at first. It feels awkward. It feels heavy. It feels uncertain. But staying stuck feels worse. Regret lasts longer than discomfort. Years from now, you won't regret trying. You'll regret not trying. You won't regret failing. You'll regret never starting. Most people don't fail. They quit too early. They give up because results didn't come fast enough. They stop because it got hard. They retreat because fear got loud. But anything worth having requires persistence. Let me tell you something. The people who win are not the smartest. They are not the strongest. They are the most consistent. Consistency beats talent. Consistency beats luck. Consistency beats motivation. Small actions done daily outperform massive effort done once. You don't need to change your whole life today. Just change today. Show up today, work today, improve today. That's how momentum is built. Stop telling yourself you need more time. You don't need more time. You don't need more time. You need better focus. Stop telling yourself you're not ready. You will never feel ready. Stop telling yourself you'll start next week. Next week turns into next month. Next month turns into next year. And one day you wake up wondering where your life went. Time does not wait for indecision. You have to decide right now. This moment is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. Some of you are holding on to old habits that are killing your future. You keep going back to comfort because it feels safe. But comfort is expensive. It costs you your potential. It costs you your growth. It costs you your destiny. If you want a different life, you have to become a different person. Different routines, different priority, different mindset, different standards. You can't keep entertaining distractions and expect excellence. You can't keep feeding excuses and expect results. You can't keep choosing easy and expect extraordinary. At some point, you have to draw a line and say, enough. Enough waiting, enough doubting, enough playing small, enough making excuses. Today, you decide to move, even if it's messy, even if it's slow, even if it's scary. Because movement creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates results. And results change lives. Let me say this clearly. Nobody starts confident. Confidence is built through repetition, through failure, through showing up when you don't feel like it, through doing hard things daily. You don't wait until you feel strong to lift the weight. You lift the weight to become strong. You don't wait until you feel brave to act. You act to become brave. Stop negotiating with your fear. Fear will always try to protect your comfort zone. But your comfort zone is where dreams go to die. Your growth lives outside that zone. So step out. Start that project, make that call, apply for that opportunity. Go to the gym, pick up that book, write that first page, post that video. Whatever it is, do it now. Not perfectly, not flawlessly. Just do it. The version of you that you want to become is waiting on the actions you are delaying. Your future is watching what you do today. And here's the truth. You don't need massive change. You need daily commitment. 1 hour a day, one improvement a day. One brave decision at a time. That's how empires are built. That's how legacies are created. Not overnight, but over time. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. And stop postponing your greatness. The world doesn't need another dreamer. It needs doers. People who take responsibility. People who show up tired. People who work in silence. People who refuse to quit. Let them doubt, let them laugh, let them underestimate you while they talk, you build. While they scroll, you grind. While they sleep, you grow. Because when preparation meets opportunity, success is inevitable. And that opportunity only shows up for people who are already moving. So move today, not someday. Because someday is not a day in the calendar. Start now, build now, fight now. Your future is not waiting, and neither should you. There comes a moment in every journey when quitting feels easier than continuing. A moment when your energy is gone, your faith is shaking, and your results are nowhere to be seen. That moment separates dreamers from doers. That moment reveals who you really are. Because anybody can stay committed when things are going well. Anybody can stay focused when success is visible. But it takes a different kind of person to keep moving when everything feels heavy, silent, and unfair. Let me tell you something real. The temptation to quit is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you're stretching beyond who you used to be. Growth hurts. Expansion hurts. Becoming more than average hurts. But pain doesn't mean stop. Pain means you're transforming. Most people quit right before their breakthrough. They quit because progress feels slow. They quit because nobody is clapping. They quit because they're tired. They quit because they don't feel seen. But let me ask you something. When did your destiny promise you comfort? Success never promised easy. Purpose never promised smooth. Greatness never promised convenience. What it promised was struggle. What it promised was resistance. What it promised was moments where you would question yourself. And if you knew that from the beginning, maybe you would respect your journey more instead of resenting it. Too many people give up because their timeline doesn't match their expectations. They thought it would happen faster. They thought it would be easier. They thought support would come sooner, but life doesn't move according to your schedule. Growth takes time. Roots develop underground before anything shows above the surface. Just because you don't see progress doesn't mean nothing is happening. Seeds grow in darkness. You don't quit because you can't see results yet. You stay because you trust the process. There will be days when your mind tells you to stop. Days when your body feels weak. Days when your past tries to pull you back. Days when doubt screams louder than hope. But discipline is choosing to continue even when motivation disappears. Let me tell you something powerful. Champions don't rely on feelings. They rely on commitment. They rely on commitment. Change. Commitment doesn't. Some days you won't feel inspired. Some days you won't feel confident. Some days you won't feel capable. But you show up anyway. That's how winners are built. You don't quit because it's hard. You don't quit because you fail. You don't quit because people don't understand you. You keep going because quitting guarantees defeat. Every successful person you admire has a story of almost giving up, almost walking away, almost settling, almost choosing comfort. The difference is they did. They stayed. They endured. They pushed through. They decided that temporary pain was better than permanent regret. And that's a decision you have to make every single day, not once. Every day. Let me be honest with you. Quitting feels good in the moment. It brings relief. It removes pressure. It gives you an excuse to rest. But that relief is temporary. Regret lasts forever. You might feel lighter today, but 5 years from now, you'll be heavier. What if I had kept going? What if I had believed? What if I had tried one more time? That question will haunt you if you quit. So when it gets hard, remind yourself why you started. You didn't start because it was easy. You started because you were tired of living beneath your potential. You started because you wanted more. You started because you saw a better version of yourself. That version is still waiting. Don't abandon it. Life will test your patience. Life will challenge your faith. Life will put obstacles in your path that seem designed to break you. But hear me clearly. You were built for resistance. You were built for pressure. You were built for storms. Diamonds are created under pressure. Steel is forged in fire, and you are no different. Your struggle is shaping you. Your setbacks are strengthening you. Your delays are teaching you discipline. Nothing you're going through is wasted. Every tear, every failure, every lonely night, every rejection is all part of the process, but only if you stay in the game. Most people quit not because they can't continue, but because they've convinced themselves they can't. The mind quits long before the body does. Your body can handle more than you think. Your spirit is stronger than you realize, but your thoughts must be trained. You have to learn to talk back to doubt. You have to learn to silence fear. You have to learn to replace excuses with action. Stop saying I can. Start saying I will. Stop saying a maybe. Start saying a now. Let me tell you something. Failure is not final. Falling is not fatal. Losing a battle does not mean losing the war. You only truly fail when you stop trying. Some of you are carrying shame from past mistakes. You think you messed up too badly. You think you missed your chance. You think it's too late. But listen to me. As long as you are breathing, you still have purpose. Your comeback is waiting on your courage. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be persistent. Success is not built on talent alone. It's built on resilience, on grit, on showing up when everything in you wants to disappear. You don't rise because life is kind. You rise because you refuse to stay down. Every time you fall, get back up. Every time you fail, learn. Every time you feel weak, lean into discipline. Every time doubt appears, remind yourself of how far you've already come. You've survived 100% of your hardest days. Don't quit now. There will be people who don't support you. There will be people who doubt you. There will be people who leave. Let them go. Not everyone is meant to walk with you to the next level. Some people are seasonal. Some people are lessons. Some people are distraction. Protect your vision. Protect your focus. Protect your energy. Your destiny requires solitude sometimes. Greatness is lonely, but it's worth it. You're not behind. You're being prepared. You're not stuck. You're being strengthened. You're not forgotten. You're being developed, but development requires endurance. And endurance requires refusing to quit. Let me say this clearly. Your story is not over. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Your growth is happening even when you can't see it. Keep showing up. Keep working. Keep believing. Some days all you can do is breathe and survive. That's okay. Survival is progress. Some days all you can do is take one small step. That's enough. Forward is forward. Stop comparing your journey to others. Their path is not yours. Their pace is not yours. Your only job is to keep moving. Slow progress is still progress. Delayed success is still success. Quiet growth is still growth. But quitting stops everything. So refuse to give up on yourself. Refuse to surrender your dreams. Refuse to let temporary pain steal permanent purpose. Refuse to be average. Refuse to settle. Refuse to stay small. You are capable of more than you realize. You have strength you haven't discovered yet. You have power you haven't activated yet. But you only unlock it by staying in the fight. Let me tell you something powerful. One day, all this pain will make sense. One day, you'll look back and thank yourself for not quitting. One day, your struggle will become someone else's motivation. One day, your scars will become your testimony, but only if you stay. So stay when it's hard. Stay when it's lonely. Stay when results are slow. Stay when doubt creeps in. Stay when your past calls. Stay when your comfort zone invites you back. Stay because the person you are becoming is worth the fight. Your future is worth the discipline. Your purpose is worth the pain, and quitting is not an option. Not today, not ever. You didn't come this far to only come this far. Stand up. Wipe your tears. Straighten your back. Lift your head. Take another step and remind yourself, I will not quit. I will not surrender. I will not give up because tomorrow is mine. A lot of people believe their environment decides their future. They look around at where they were born, how they were raised, the money in their pocket, the people in their circle, and they say, this is it. This is my limit. But let me tell you something powerful. Your environment might influence you, but it does not define you. Where you start does not determine where you finish. What you see around you does not dictate what lives inside you. Too many people surrender to circumstances instead of rising above them. They use their background as a reason to stay small. They use their past as an excuse to stop dreaming. They let their surroundings convince them that success is for somebody else. But greatness doesn't come from comfort zones. It comes from people who refuse to accept their current situation as their final destination. Let me make this clear. You can be surrounded by limitation and still become limitless. You can grow up and struggle and still build abundance. You can come from nothing and still create everything. Your environment may shape your story, but it doesn't get to write the ending. Some of the strongest people you admire today came from broken homes, poor neighborhoods, chaotic schools, and hopeless circumstances. They didn't wait for life to get easier. They decided to get stronger. They didn't wait for opportunities to appear. They became opportunities to appear. The truth is, you can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. Some people let their environment make them bitter. Others let it make them better. Which one are you choosing? You see, your mind is more powerful than your location. Your vision is stronger than your situation. Your discipline matters more than your resources. Most people are not trapped by their environment. They are trapped by their mindset. They tell themselves, people like me don't succeed. They tell themselves, nobody from here makes it. They tell themselves, I don't have connections. But let me tell you something. The moment you change the way you think, you change the way you live. Your surroundings do not control your standard. Your background does not control your ambition. Your past does not control your potential. Only you do. Some of you are waiting for your environment to change before you change. You're waiting for better finances, better support, better conditions. But winners don't wait for better environments. They create better habits inside bad environments. They wake up early even when the house is noisy. They study even when nobody else cares. They train even when motivation is gone. They stay focused even when chaos surrounds them. That's what separates average from extraordinary. Let me be real with you. Life is not fair. Some people start ahead. Some people have more resources. Some people get more chances. But comparison will paralyze you if you let it. You don't need their advantages. You need your commitment. Stop measuring your progress against someone else's journey. You don't know their struggle. You don't know their struggle. You don't know their sacrifices. You don't know their sleepless nights. Run your race. Stay in your lane. Build at your pace. Your job is not to compete with others. Your job is to compete with who you were yesterday. Every day ask yourself, am I growing? Because growth is a choice. Success is a decision. And discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Some people blame their family. Some blame their country. Some blame their boss. Some blame their childhood. But blame doesn't build anything. Responsibility does. The moment you take ownership of your life is the moment your life begins to change. Stop saying that if only I had. Start saying that with what I have, because champions don't wait for ideal tools. They master the tools they have. They turn pain into power. They turn pain into power. They turn obstacles into lessons. They turn rejection into fuel. Your environment can either be your excuse or your training ground. Let it train you. Let it toughen you. Let it sharpen your hunger. Every challenge you face is preparing you for a higher level. Every setback is teaching you resilience. Every limitation is pushing you to become creative. But only if you refuse to stay a victim. Victim mind says, why me? Champion mindset says, try me. Some of you are carrying labels placed on you by other people. They told you that you weren't smart enough, strong enough, talented enough. But hear me, other people's opinions do not define your destiny. You don't need validation from the same environment that doubted you. You don't need approval from the same system that limited you. You need belief in yourself, because once you believe, everything changes. Let me tell you something. The greatest prison in the world is a negative mind. You can be physically free and mentally trapped. You can live in opportunity and still think in scarcity, but you can also live in struggle and think in abundance. Your mindset decides your altitude. You can rise from anywhere, but you must first rise in your thinking. If you want a different life, you must develop a different mentality. You can't keep hanging around people who normalize weakness. You can't keep listening to voices that encourage mediocrity. You can't keep feeding habits that sabotage your future. Sometimes growth requires separation. Sometimes elevation requires isolation. Sometimes becoming better means walking alone for a while. Not everyone will understand your grind. Not everyone will support your change. But your future will thank you. Some of you need to stop letting your environment drain you. Start protecting your energy. Choose what you watch. Choose what you listen to. Choose what you allow close to you. Your inputs shape your outputs. What you feed your mind determines what grows in your life. If you feed excuses, you grow stagnation. If you feed discipline, you grow results. If you feed fear, you grow limitation. If you feed faith, you grow possibility. You don't rise to the level of your dream. You fall to the level of your habits. So build habits that support your goals. Read when others scroll. Train when others rest. Learn when others complain. Build when others doubt. That's how you escape average environments. Not by wishing, not by pleading, by working. Let me say this clearly. You don't need to escape your environment to start changing. You change first, then your environment follows. Success doesn't come to places. It comes to people. People who show up. People who stay consistent. People who refuse to settle. Some of you are proof that your environment didn't win. You're still standing. You're still dreaming. You're still trying. That means there's greatness inside you waiting to be activated. Don't waste it. Don't bury it. Don't silence it. Use it. Let your story inspire someone else. Let your rise break generational curses. Let your discipline create new standards for your family. Be the one who changes the narrative. Be the one who proves it's possible. Be the one who refuses to accept limits. Because your environment is temporary, but your legacy is permanent. One day people will ask how you made it, and you'll say, I decided not to stay where I started. I decided not to think like everyone around me. I decided not to let circumstances define me. I chose growth. I chose discipline. I chose responsibility. And that decision changed everything. You are not a product of your surroundings. You are a product of your choices. Make better ones. Starting today. Most people want freedom, but very few people are willing to pay for it. They want the rewards without the resistance, the results without the routine, harvest without the high season. But freedom has a price, and that price is sacrifice. You don't wake up one day successful. You don't suddenly stumble into a better life. Every meaningful future is purchased with present discipline. What you give up today determines what you get tomorrow. And that's something too many people don't want to accept. They want comfort now and success later. But life doesn't work like that. You either struggle now and live free later, or you live easy now and struggle later. There is no middle ground. Right now, your daily choices are writing checks to your future. Every late night you waste, every excuse you entertain, every distraction you allow, those are withdrawals from your destiny. But every early morning, every workout when you're tired, every hour spent learning instead of scrolling, those are deposits. And one day your account will show exactly what you invested. Sacrifice doesn't mean suffering forever. It means postponing pleasure. It means choosing discipline over desire. It means saying no to things that feel good so you can say yes to things that matter. Most people don't fail because they don't want success. They fail because they love comfort more than they love growth. Let me tell you something real. Nobody sees your sacrifices in the beginning. Nobody claps for the early mornings. Nobody celebrates the lonely nights. Nobody applauds the meals you skip, the parties you miss, the sleep you lose. All they see is the end result. But what they don't understand is that success is built in silence. Freedom is not free. You pay for it with sweat. You pay for it with consistency. You pay for it with uncomfortable decisions. Some of you are praying for breakthroughs while holding on to habits that block blessings. You're asking for elevation while refusing to separate from distraction. You're asking for abundance while living with lazy routines. But God doesn't reward wishes. He rewards work. If you want something you've never had, you must do something you've never done. That means sacrificing a version of you that keeps choosing easy. Every successful person you admire makes sacrifices you don't see. They train when others slept. They study when others party. They save when others spend. They believe when others doubted. And those sacrifices stacked up over time. So let me tell you, the grind doesn't feel glamorous. There will be days when you question yourself, days when you feel behind, days when you wonder if it's worth it. That's when discipline matters. That's when character is revealed. That's when future freedom is being built. Sacrifice is not about deprivation. It's about direction. You're not giving things up. You're trading them. You're trading them. You're trading temporary pleasure for permanent pride. You're trading distractions for development. You're trading excuses for excellence, and that trade's worth it every single time. Some of you are holding on to things that no longer serve your future. Old habits, old friends, old mindsets, old routines, and you wonder why your life isn't changing. Growth requires letting go. You can't carry everything into the next level. At some point, you have to decide what matters more, who you've been or who you're becoming. You can't keep eating junk and expect a healthy body. You can't keep wasting time and expect a productive life. You can't keep avoiding hard conversations and expect strong relationships. Everything has a cost. The question is, which price are you willing to pay? Temporary sacrifice or lifelong regret? Most people choose comfort because sacrifice feels painful. Comfort is more expensive in the long run. Comfort steals your potential. Comfort numbs your hunger. Comfort delays your destiny. Freedom, on the other hand, requires pressure. Pressure builds strength. Pressure builds discipline. Pressure builds leaders. You don't become powerful by staying comfortable. You become powerful by enduring discomfort. Some of you need to stop negotiating with your laziness. Stop convincing yourself that tomorrow will be better if today stays the same. Tomorrow only changes when today changes. Stop saying you don't have time. You have time. You just spend differently. Stop saying you're tired. Everyone is tired. When is work anyway? Stop saying it's too hard. Hard is part of the process. Sacrifice doesn't last forever, but regret does. Let me be honest with you. You will lose people when you choose growth. Some won't understand your discipline. Some will mock your ambition and feel uncomfortable with your change. Let them go. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into your future. Your destiny requires separation sometimes. Your purpose demands focus. Your future needs your commitment. You're not being selfish. You're being intentional. You're building something bigger than today. And one day when you're living the life they only talked about, they'll understand, or they won't. Either way, you stayed the course. Let me tell you something powerful. Every sacrifice you make today is planting seeds for tomorrow. You may not see growth immediately. You may not feel progress right away, but consistency compounds. 1 hour a day becomes mastery. One workout at a time becomes strength. One saved dollar becomes financial freedom. One brave decision becomes a new life, but only if you keep showing up. Freedom isn't just money. It's control over your time. It's peace in your mind. It's confidence in your ability. It's knowing you earn where you stand. But that kind of freedom doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from standing. It comes from habits. It comes from habits. It comes from choosing what's hard now so life can be easier later. Most people are living with the consequences of yesterday's choices. Make sure your future is living with the rewards of today's discipline. You don't sacrifice because you hate your life. You sacrifice because you love your future. You sacrifice because you refuse to stay average. You sacrifice because you see something greater inside you. Some of you are closer than you think, but comfort keeps pulling you back. Distractions keep slowing you down. Fear keeps whispering excuses. Ignore it. Lock in. Stay focused. Your breakthrough is on the other side of your discipline. Your freedom is waiting on your consistency. Your future self is begging you not to quit. Let me tell you this. Nobody regrets working hard for their dreams, but millions regret wasting time. Don't be one of them. Work when it's uncomfortable. Save when it's tempting to spend. Train when it hurts. Learn when you're tired. Build when nobody is watching. Because one day your sacrifices will introduce you to a version of yourself you never thought possible. You will look back and realize it was worth it. Every early morning, every lonely night, every hard choice, it all mattered. So sacrifice today, not because it's easy, but because tomorrow deserves your best. Every single day, whether you realize it or not, you are having a conversation with your future. Not with your words, not with your intentions, with your actions. Your future doesn't listen to what you say you're going to do. It listens to what you actually do when nobody is watching. It pays attention to your habits, your routines, your discipline, and your choice. Every small decision is a message sent forward in time. And one day your future self will open that message and live with whatever you wrote. Most people talk big about what they want. They talk about success. They talk about freedom. They talk about changing their life. But then their daily actions tell a completely different story. They hit snooze instead of getting up. They scroll instead of studying. They complain instead of creating. They procrastinate instead of progressing. And then they wonder why nothing changes. But the truth is simple. Your results are the echo of your actions. You don't become successful by accident. You don't wake up disciplined. You don't stumble into greatness. You build it brick by brick, choice by choice, day by day. Every time you choose effort over excuses, you are investing in your future. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you are delaying it. Let me tell you something real. Your future is being shaped right now in ordinary moments. In the moments when you decide whether to get up early or sleep in. In the moments when you choose to work or waste time. In the moments when you choose to learn or stay ignorant. In the moments when you decide whether to quit or keep going. Those moments seem small, but they are powerful. They stack up. They compound. They determine who you become. You can't lie to your future. You can lie to your friends. You can lie to your family. You can lie to social media. But your future will expose every excuse. It will reflect your discipline or your laziness. It will reveal your commitment or your inconsistency. It will show you exactly how seriously you took your own dreams. Some of you are praying for breakthroughs while acting like average is acceptable. You're asking for blessings while living without structure. You're hoping for miracles while avoiding responsibility. But hope without action is just fantasy. Prayer without discipline is just noise. Dreams without effort are just wish. Your future is not built on what you feel. It's built on what you repeatedly do. Motivation comes and goes. Feelings change. Circumstances shift. But habits stay. Habits create identity. And identity creates destiny. If your actions today don't match the life you say you want tomorrow, something has to change. You can't keep planting weeds and expecting flowers. You can't keep avoiding the work and expecting success. You can't keep feeding distractions and expecting focus. Life responds to consistency, and consistency responds to discipline. Let me break it down for you. Nobody becomes great in public. They become great in private, in the early mornings, in the late nights, in the quiet hours when nobody is clapping. That's where futures are built. That's where confidence is formed. That's where character is created. What you do in silence determines how loud your success will be. Some of you are waiting for a big opportunity to prove yourself, but life gives small tests first. Can you show up when you're tired? Can you stay focused when nobody is watching? Can you keep going when results are slow? Those small tests prepare you for bigger stages. Every time you show up, even when it's hard, you are telling your future, I'm serious. Every time you quit, you're telling your future, I don't believe in myself. Your actions are votes for the person you are becoming. Vote wisely. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting for confidence. Stop waiting for clarity. Comes from movement. Confidence comes from repetition. Strength comes from struggle. You don't think your way into a better life. You act your way better life. You act your way into one. Right now, there's a version of you in the future that is either thanking you or resenting you. That future version knows every decision you made. They remember every time you chose easy over effort. They remember every time you pushed through, and they live with the consequences. Don't betray your future self. Protect them. Fight for them. Show up for them. Let me tell you something. Nobody owes you success. Nobody owes you opportunities. Nobody owes you a better life. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your younger self who had dreams. You owe it to your family. You owe it to your potential. Stop waiting for accountability from the outside. Become accountable to yourself. When you say you're going to do something, do it. When you set a goal, honor it. When you fail, learn and move forward. Integrity with yourself is power. Discipline is self-respect. Your actions are teaching people how to treat you. They're also teaching your future what to expect from you. If you keep breaking promises to yourself, you teach your future to expect inconsistency. But when you keep your word, even on small things, you build trust with yourself. And self-trust is unstoppable. Some of you don't realize how close you are. You think you're far behind, but you're just one habit away, one decision away, one courageous move away. But that move requires action. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Every excuse you make today becomes a barrier tomorrow. Every discipline you practice today becomes freedom later. You can't escape this truth. Your future is watching your present. It sees how you spend your time. It sees how you treat your body. It sees how you manage your money. It sees how you handle pressure. It sees whether you rise or retreat. And it is taking notes. Stop saying you want a different life while living the same routine. Change requires change. Growth requires discomfort. Transformation requires effort. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. So build habits that support the future you want. Wake up with purpose. Move your body. Feed your mind, protect your energy, execute your plans. Repeat. That's how futures are built. Some days you won't feel like it. Some days you'll doubt yourself. Move anyway. Some days progress will feel invisible. Stay anyway, because consistency beats talent. Discipline beats motivation. Action beats intention. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be persistent. Stop underestimating the power of small actions done daily. 1 hour a day can change your life. One chapter can change your mindset. One workout at a time can change your body. One brave choice can change your direction. But only if you take action. Your future doesn't care about your excuses. It cares about your effort. Let me tell you something powerful. The life you want is on the other side of the things you're avoiding. The success you desire is hiding behind the discipline you resist. In confidence you crave lies inside the work you're postponing. Do the work. Your future depends on it. Some of you need to stop talking and start building, stop planning and start executing. Stop waiting and start moving. You don't need more information. You need more action. You already know what to do. Wake up earlier, train harder, study longer, train harder, focus deeper, quit distraction, start now. Your future will never forget what you do today. So make today count. Make your actions loud. Make your discipline visible. Make your commitment undeniable. Because one day when you're living the life you once dreamed about, you'll realize it wasn't love. It was your actions day after day. Choice after choice, moment after moment. You built it. Understood. Here's your fully expanded 7 keynote. Become who your goals require in one continuous motivational flow. No headings, written original, emotional, Eric Thomas inspired, and ready for long voice over delivery. You don't reach goals by wishing harder. You don't arrive at success by hoping longer. You don't transform your life by talking about what you want. You become the person your goals require. That's the truth most people avoid. They want the reward without the responsibility. They want the destination without becoming someone new. But goals don't respond to desire. Goals respond to identity. The life you want demands a version of you that you have not fully stepped into yet. Right now, there is a gap between who you are and who you must become. That gap is not closed by motivation. It is closed by discipline. It is closed by habits. It is closed by daily decisions. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You rise to the level of your character. Everybody wants success, but very few people want the transformation that comes with it, because transformation requires sacrifice. Transformation requires consistency. Transformation requires you to let go of old versions of yourself. You cannot carry your old mindset into a new future. You cannot hold on to weak habits and expect strong results. You cannot remain the same person and live a different life. Something has to change, and that something is you. Let me tell you something real. Your goals are not asking for perfection. They are asking for alignment. They are asking you to become more disciplined, more focused, more responsible, more intentional. Your goals are not waiting for luck. They are waiting for leadership from you. Most people fail not because their goals are too big, but because their identity is too small. They still think like the person who procrastinates. They still act like the person who avoids discomfort. They still move like the person who settles for average. And then they wonder why extraordinary results don't show up. Extraordinary lives require extraordinary standards. You can't keep living with low standards and expect high outcomes. If your goal is financial freedom, you must become financially disciplined. If your goal is physical strength, you must become consistent with your body. If your goal is impact, you must become reliable. If your goal is greatness, you must become resilient. Your goals are mirrors. They show you who you need to become. Stop asking why it's so hard. Start asking who you must become to handle it. Some of you are praying for bigger opportunities while still thinking small. You're asking for more responsibility while still avoiding accountability. You're asking for elevation while still entertaining distractions. But elevation demands evolution. You don't grow into your future accidentally. You grow into it intentionally. Let me be clear. Becoming who your goals require will feel uncomfortable. You will have to wake up earlier. You will have to say no more often. You will have to say no more often. You will have to separate from people who don't understand your vision. You will have to outgrow habits that once felt normal. You will have to do things that your old self would never do. That's the price. But the reward is becoming unstoppable. Some days you will feel lonely. Some days you will feel misunderstood. Some days you will question yourself. But every day you choose growth over comfort, you step closer to the person you're meant to be. Let me tell you something powerful. Your goals don't care about your excuses. They don't care about your past. They don't care about your fears. They care about your actions. If you want a different life, you must live differently. You can't keep waking up late and expect productivity. You can't keep scrolling and expect success. You can't keep avoiding hard conversations and expect strong relationships. You can't keep choosing easy and expect greatness. At some point, you have to stop negotiating with your potential. You have greatness inside you, but it's buried under comfort, distraction, and doubt. Dig it out. The person you need to become is built in ordinary moments. In the moment you choose to train instead of rest. In the moment you choose to study instead of entertain yourself. In the moment you choose discipline instead of desire. Those moments don't look impressive, but they are powerful. That's where identity is formed. That's where champions are created. You don't become great on stage. You become great in silence. Nobody sees the inner work. Nobody sees the mindset shifts. Nobody sees their habits being rebuilt. But one day the results show, and people call it overnight success. They don't know about the nights you cried. They don't know about the mornings you showed up tired. They don't know about the days you wanted to quit, but you stayed because you decided to become more. Let me tell you this. You can't carry excuses into excellence. You can't take shortcuts to standard. You can't build a powerful future with weak routine. Your goals require structure. They require consistency. They require emotional control. They require delayed gratification. And most importantly, they require a new identity. Stop saying, I'm trying. Start saying, I'm trying. Start saying, I am becoming. Trying keeps you stuck. Becoming moves you forward. Becoming disciplined. Becoming focused. Becoming confident. Becoming responsible. Becoming resilient. That's the process. Some of you are still attached to your old self. The one who made excuses. The one who quit when it got hard. The one who stayed comfortable. You have to let that version die. You don't need them anymore. Your future requires a stronger you. Let me be real. Your goals don't want the version of you that waits for motivation. They want the version of you that moves without it. They want the version of you that shows up when it hurts. They want the version of you that stays consistent even when results are slow. They want the version of you that refuses to quit. Every level of success demands a higher level of self. You don't get to the next level by wishing. You get there by becoming more disciplined, emotional, becoming more focused and distracted, becoming more committed than comfortable. That's how doors open. That's how limits break. That's how legacies are built. Some of you are asking for a better future while still living like your past. But your past habits cannot take you to future destination. You must upgrade your thinking, upgrade your routines, upgrade your standards, upgrade your circle. The life you want requires an upgrade. Stop blaming your environment. Stop blaming your circumstances. Stop blaming other people. The moment you take responsibility is the moment you regain power. You are not behind. You are not behind. You are in train. You are not stuck. You are in development. You are not weak. You are becoming stronger, but only if you stay in the process. Let me tell you something important. Becoming who your goals require doesn't happen overnight. It happens through repetition, through discipline, through consistency, through choosing growth every single day. Some days progress will feel slow. Some days you will doubt. Some days you will doubt. Some days you will feel tired. But stay, because every day you show up, you are building your future self. And one day you will look back and realize that the struggle changed you. The pressure shaped you. The discipline refined you. And the journey transformed you. You will realize that the goal wasn't just success. The goal was becoming someone capable of handling it. So don't rush the process. Respect it. Honor it. Embrace it. You are being prepared for something bigger, but you must become big enough to receive it. So start today. Become intentional. Become disciplined. Become focused. Become resilient. Become who your goals require, because the life you want is waiting on the person you're becoming. Discipline is not exciting. Discipline doesn't trend on social media. Discipline doesn't get applause. Nobody claps for consistency. Nobody celebrates routine. Nobody praises the quiet hours when you're working while the world is sleeping. But discipline is the foundation of every great life. Talent might get you noticed. Motivation might get you started. But discipline is what carries you across the finish line. Without discipline, dreams stay dreams. With discipline, ordinary people build extraordinary futures. Most people wait for motivation. They wait until they feel ready. They wait until they feel inspired. But disciplined people move regardless of how they feel. They understand something powerful. Feelings change, but commitments don't. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline shows up every day. Discipline wakes you up when your body wants to sleep. Discipline pushes you to train when your muscles hurt. Discipline forces you to study when your mind wants entertainment. Discipline keeps you moving when doubt starts whispering. Let me tell you something real. Destiny doesn't respond to excuses. Destiny responds to habits. You don't accidentally become successful. You don't randomly become confident. You don't stumble into greatness. You build it through disciplined action. Every morning you wake up on time. Every time you choose work over comfort. Every time you say no to distractions. Every time you keep your word to yourself. Those moments don't feel special, but they are shaping your future. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. And that choice defines your life. Some people live emotionally. They do what feels good. They follow their mood. They let circumstances decide their behavior. But disciplined people live intentionally. They move with purpose. They don't wait to feel strong. They act strong. They don't wait to feel confident. They take confident action. They don't wait for clarity. They create it through consistency. Let me be clear. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-respect. When you wake up early, you're respecting your future. When you train your body, you're respecting your health. When you learn new skills, you're respecting your potential. When you avoid distractions, you're respecting your dreams. Every disciplined decision is a message to your destiny. I'm serious. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they lack structure. They have goals, but no routines. They have dreams, but no daily plan. They want change, but refuse to change their habits. You cannot live a disciplined life with undisciplined routines. You can't expect excellence with average effort. You can't reach extraordinary goals with ordinary habits. Discipline is doing needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Some mornings you will wake up tired. Some days you will feel unmotivated. Some weeks progress will feel invisible. But disciplined people keep going anyway. Because discipline understands something emotions don't. Results come after consistency. Let me tell you something powerful. Discipline doesn't just change your schedule. It changes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries. You start seeing yourself as someone who finishes. You stop being reactive. You become proactive. You stop waiting for opportunity. You start creating them. That's what discipline does. It turns intention into execution. Some of you are praying for better lives while avoiding disciplined routine. You're asking for breakthroughs while refusing to break bad habits. But blessings require preparation. Success demands standards. Destiny doesn't meet undisciplined people halfway. You have to meet it with effort. You have to meet it with structure. You have to meet it with consistency. Every great athlete trains even when tired. Every great leader shows up even when stressed. Every great builder works even when nobody is watching. That's discipline, not glamorous, not exciting, but powerful. You don't see discipline immediately. You feel it later. You feel it when your body becomes stronger. You feel it when your confidence grows. You feel it when your bank account improves. You feel it when your mindset shifts. You feel it when opportunities start showing up. But it all starts with small daily choices. Discipline is not one big decision. It's thousands of small ones. Choosing water instead of soda. Choosing reading instead of scrolling. Choosing early mornings instead of late nights. Choosing growth instead of comfort. Those choices stack. And one day they create a life you don't recognize. Let me say this clearly. Your destiny is hidden in your daily routine. What you repeatedly do is who you become. If you repeatedly procrastinate, you become stuck. If you repeatedly train, you become strong. If you repeatedly learn, you become valuable. If you repeatedly quit, you become average. But if you repeatedly show up, you become unstoppable. Some of you don't realize how powerful discipline is because you've never practiced it long enough. You quit too soon. You stop when it gets uncomfortable. But discomfort is where discipline is built. Discipline lives in the uncomfortable. In the early mornings, in the lonely nights, In the days when motivation disappears, that's where character is forged. That's where futures are created. Let me tell you something. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to give you structure. Nobody is coming to manage your time. That responsibility belongs to you. If you want a different life, you must build different habits. If you want a stronger body, you must discipline your diet and movement. If you want financial freedom, you must discipline your spending and earning. If you want peace of mind, you must discipline your thoughts. Everything you want requires discipline. There's no shortcut. And here's the truth most people avoid. Discipline hurts at first. It feels restricted. It feels heavy. It feels uncomfortable. But regret hurts more. Staying stuck hurts more. Living beneath your potential hurts more. Discipline is temporary pain for permanent gain. Some people choose comfort and get temporary pleasure with permanent struggle. Others choose discipline and get temporary struggle with permanent freedom. Which one are you choosing? Let me remind you, your future is watching your present. It sees how you handle distraction. It sees how you manage your time. It sees whether you rise or retreat. And it is preparing to reward or reflect your behavior. You don't need more motivation. You need more structure. You don't need more inspiration. You need more consistency. You don't need perfect conditions. You need disciplined habits. Stop negotiating with your comfort zone. Stop listening to excuses. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Feed your mind. Protect your focus. Repeat every day, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when nobody notices. Because one day, everyone will notice. They'll call you lucky. They'll say you're gifted. They'll say you're blessed. But you'll know the truth. It was discipline. It was the mornings you didn't want to wake up. It was the workouts you didn't want to do. It was the studying when you wanted to relax. It was the consistency when you wanted to quit. That's what created your destiny. So don't underestimate discipline. It's not just a habit, it's a lifestyle. It's a mindset. It's a commitment to your future self. And if you can master discipline, you can master your life. Because discipline creates destiny. Consistency beats motivation. Let me repeat that because most people don't understand it. Consistency beats motivation. You see, motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. Some days you feel unstoppable, like nothing can stop you. Other days the alarm rings, your body is tired, your mind is clouded, and motivation disappears completely. And that is exactly why so many people fail. They rely on feelings to carry them. They rely on passion to push them. They rely on inspiration to keep them moving. But inspiration without action is just entertainment. Motivation without consistency is wasted energy. Consistency is what separates the people who dream from the people who achieve. The people who talk from the people who do. The people who quit from the people who win. Most people think they need a spark to start. They wait for a perfect moment. They wait for clarity. They wait for someone to tell them, now's the time. But life doesn't work that way. The perfect moment is a myth. The ideal conditions never arrive. If you wait for motivation to strike, you will wait forever. Champions do not wait for motivation. Champions show up day after day, even when motivation is gone. They act, they persist, and they maintain discipline. They understand a powerful truth. Consistency compound. Small, repeated actions over time create results far greater than bursts of effort, followed by weeks of inactivity. Consistency is a promise you make to yourself. It is saying, I may not feel like it, but I will do it anyway. It is showing up when you don't want to. It is training when your body screams to stop. It is studying when your mind wants to escape. It is working when distractions surround you. It is continuing when failure whispers, you can't. And every time you choose to show up, you are teaching your mind, your body, and your soul that you are committed, that you are serious, that you are unstoppable. Let me be honest, most people fail because they give up too soon. They work for a day, a week, or maybe a month, and when results don't appear, immediately quit. They confuse effort with success. They think action equals instant reward. But life doesn't work that way, doesn't work that way. Consistency is not exciting. It is not glamorous. It is not celebrated in the moment. But one day when you look back, you will see that it was consistency that built everything. Consistency built your strength. Consistency built your skills. Consistency built your confidence. Consistency built your reputation. Consistency built your destiny. Motivation might start the engine, but consistency drives the car all the way to the finish line. Some of you are waiting for a fire to ignite inside you before you take action. You're waiting for inspiration to strike. But let me tell you, the fire is built by showing up consistently. The spark comes from movement. You don't wait to feel like running. You run and the motivation comes with it. You don't wait to feel disciplined. You act disciplined and the momentum carries you. You don't wait to feel ready. You create readiness through repeated effort. Consistency doesn't rely on feelings. It relies on commitment. It relies on character. It relies on stubbornly refusing to quit. Consistency is doing what needs to be done even when it hurts, even when the body aches, even when the mind protests, even when everyone else is giving up. It is training when tired, studying when bored, working when distracted, showing up when lonely. And every time you do, you prove to yourself that your dream matters more than temporary discomfort. You show yourself that your future is more important than your present excuses. You show yourself that you are capable of becoming the person you dream of being. Let me tell you something. There will always be distractions. There will always be people who doubt you. There will always be days when your energy is low and your focus is gone. There will always be reasons to quit. That is life. But if you allow these moments to dictate your actions, you will never achieve greatness. Consistency is the armor that protects you from excuses, doubts, and distraction. It is what allows you to move forward, even when the world tells you to stop. Most people confuse motivation with ability. They think if they feel inspired, they will perform better. But feelings are not dependable. Feelings change. They are influenced by weather, by people, by circumstances. But consistency is reliable. It does not care about how you feel. It does not depend on excitement. It does not wait for the stars to align. It happens because you decide it happens. You choose to show up. You choose to push. You choose to persist. You choose to be consistent. And that choice over and over again transforms your life. The truth is, your future self is built in your present routines. Every day you skip practice, you delay your success. Every day you avoid learning, you delay your growth. Every day you give in to distractions, you delay your destiny. But every day you push through, every day you stay committed, every day you act with persistence, you are building momentum. Momentum compounds, action compounds, discipline compounds. And one day the small, consistent efforts explode into massive results. Let me give you a real example. Think about the most successful people you know. They did not become extraordinary overnight. They did not wake up motivated every single day. They didn't rely on inspiration. They were consistent. They showed up, they practiced, they learned, they failed, and they persisted. They treated every day as an opportunity to invest in their future. And when people saw the result, they called it genius. But genius is not magic. Genius is consistency applied over years, over decades. Some of you are looking for shortcuts. You're looking for a spark. You're looking for motivation to carry you. But shortcuts don't exist. Motivation doesn't sustain. Only consistency produces results. Only consistency builds mastery. Only consistency produces trust. Only consistency produces freedom. The life you want is not given to the person who hopes for motivation. It is earned by the person who shows up every single day, even when they don't feel like it. Consistency is a lifestyle. It is a mindset. It is a decision to never let temporary feelings determine permanent outcomes. It is a daily commitment to align your actions with your goals. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be extraordinary every day. You just have to be consistent. A little progress repeated daily becomes unstoppable growth. A small effort repeated daily becomes remarkable transformation. Simple act done consistently becomes extraordinary results. Most people stop too early. They start strong, and then when it gets hard, they quit. They confuse effort with results. They think that because they worked hard one week, the results should be instant. But consistency is patient. Consistency rewards the persistent. Consistency rewards the stubbornly committed. Consistency rewards those who refuse to quit, those who keep showing up, those who continue even when no one is watching. Let me be honest, the hardest part of achieving greatness is not talent. It's not opportunity. It's not luck. It is staying consistent when it is boring, when it is hard, when it is lonely, Every day you will face moments that test your commitment, moments that tempt you to take the easy way, moments that invite you to give up. And every day you must choose to be consistent. Every day you must choose to persevere. Every day you must choose to show up. Consistency teaches patience. It teaches resilience. It teaches perseverance. It teaches that success is a marathon, not a sprint. That life is not about bursts of effort, but about steady, unwavering progress. That transformation does not come from occasional brilliance, but from repeated action. That mastery is not built in a single day, but over a lifetime of commitment. The reality is, nobody achieves greatness by acting on feelings alone. Nobody builds wealth by waiting for motivation. Nobody becomes skilled by hoping inspiration will strike. It is consistent action day after day that produces mastery, influence, and success. The person who is willing to do the work when it is uncomfortable, when it is unseen, when it's difficult, is the person who achieves what others only dream about. Let me tell you something powerful. Consistency is not glamorous. It is often lonely. It is often invisible, but the results are undeniable. One day the world will recognize your effort, and they will say it was talent or luck, but you will know it was consistency. It was the repeated showing up. It was the refusal to quit. It was the daily grind. It was the investment in your future. And that's more valuable than any fleeting burst of motivation ever could be. Some of you are waiting for motivation to carry you. But let me tell you, motivation is a spark, not a fire. It ignites you, but it doesn't sustain you. Consistency is the fire. Consistency keeps burning when motivation fades. Consistency is what allows you to achieve what others cannot. Consistency is the secret weapon that turns ordinary people into extraordinary leaders. You don't need motivation to achieve greatness. You need a plan. You need a routine. You need discipline. You need a commitment to consistency, and you need to honor that commitment every single day. Every step matters. Every choice matters. Every action matters. And over time, those small actions compound into massive success. Consistency is not about being perfect. It is about being persistent. It is about refusing to quit. It is about choosing effort over excuses. It is about aligning your daily actions with your long-term vision. It is about showing up when others are resting. It is about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about creating a rhythm of success that becomes unstoppable. Some of you will face failure. You will face failure. You will face setbacks. You will face rejection. But consistency keeps going. Consistency adapts. Consistency adjusts. Consistency learns. And over time, it turns failure into lessons into experience, and experience into mastery. That is the power of being consistent. Let me tell you, the life you want is not for the person who waits for motivation. It is for the person who shows up every day. It is for the person who refuses to quit. It is for the person who continues when it is hard. It is for the person who invests in themselves daily, even when no one else notices. Consistency beats talent when talent doesn't work. Consistency beats inspiration when inspiration fades. Consistency beats desire when desire disappears. The moment you commit to consistency, everything changes. Your mind aligns, your habits transform, your results compound, your confidence grows, your skills sharpen, your relationships strengthen, your opportunities expand, and your life starts to reflect the discipline you practice daily. Most people give up before consistency can reward them. They quit too soon. They think results should be immediate. They confuse effort with outcome, but consistency doesn't rush. Consistency builds silently, invisibly, patiently. And one day, when the work is complete, everyone will see the results and marvel. But you will know it was consistent effort, day after day, that built the life they admired. So if you want to achieve your dreams, stop relying on motivation. Stop waiting to feel inspired. Stop hoping someone else will push you. Commit to consistency. Show up every day. Work when it is hard. Persist when it is boring. Invest when it is unseen. And trust that the cumulative effect of consistent effort will produce results far beyond what you can imagine. Consistency beats motivation. Consistency builds skill. Consistency builds character. Consistency builds results. Consistency creates destiny. And if you honor it, if you commit to it, if you make it your daily practice, your life will never be the same again. Now that we've walked through every principle, every key, every idea, it's time to bring it all together. Because here's the truth that so many people refuse to face. Your future is not a gift. It is not something that will arrive by luck or chance. Your future is a product of your choices today. It is a reflection of your habits, your discipline, your actions, and your mindset. Tomorrow does not wait for you to feel ready. Tomorrow does not pause while you hesitate. Tomorrow comes whether you are prepared or not. And when it arrives, it will demand the best version of yourself. That is why you must understand that the life you desire, the dreams you chase, the success you are seeking, they are all in your hand. They are shaped by the decisions you make in every single moment. And that is both liberating and terrifying. Liberating because it gives you control, terrifying because it gives you no excuses. You cannot blame circumstances, you cannot blame the world, and you cannot blame anyone else. The reality is, your greatness, your success, your legacy, they begin and end with what you choose to do today. Some of you have been waiting. You've been waiting for permission, waiting for validation, waiting for circumstances to be perfect, waiting for the stars to align. But let me tell you something that you already know deep down. The stars will never align. The conditions will never be perfect. The validation you seek will not arrive from the outside. And the only permission you need is the one you give yourself. You have to decide in this moment that you are done waiting. You have to decide that you will no longer accept mediocrity. You have to decide that excuses are no longer part of your vocabulary. You have to decide that you are committed to showing up, giving your all, and being relentless in pursuit of your dreams. Because the moment you stop waiting, that is the moment your life begins to change. That's the moment you step into ownership of your destiny. That is the moment you finally understand that tomorrow is yours, if you are willing to earn it today. Understand this, no one owes you anything. No opportunity will come knocking on your door just because you want it. No success will appear simply because you wish for it. Life is not fair, and it will not reward intentions alone. It will reward execution. It will reward effort. It will reward those who are willing to do what others are not. Every late night you study, every early morning you train, every choice you make to prioritize your growth over comfort, every time you push past fear, every time you reject distraction, every time you act with integrity, with purpose, with persistence, those are the moments that build your legacy. Those are the moments that shape the tomorrow you are chasing. And make no mistake, your tomorrow will be a reflection of these moments. Some of you are afraid of the struggle. You see the mountain ahead and you say, I can't. You look at the challenges and you say, it's too much. You look at your own weaknesses and you say, I'm not ready. But let me remind you, nobody is ever fully ready. Nobody ever feels completely prepared. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not preparation or luck. The difference is action. The difference is courage. The difference is choosing to climb the mountain anyway. Choosing to take the steps even when it hurts. Choosing to face the fear, the doubt, the uncertainty, and refusing to let it control you. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Every time you act despite fear, every time you show up when others retreat, you are proving to yourself and to the world that you are committed to your destiny. You have to understand that discipline is the backbone of this journey. Discipline is what carries you when motivation is gone. Discipline is what keeps you moving when results are slow. Discipline is what pushes you through the days when everything seems impossible. Motivation is temporary. Inspiration comes and goes. But discipline, structure, consistency, and persisting, these are permanent. These are the foundations upon which you build your life. And if you can master discipline, if you can commit to consistency, if you can refuse to quit no matter what, you will achieve things that most people will never even dream of. Because most people quit before their breakthrough. Most people give up just shy of victory. Most people fail to realize at the moment they feel like stopping, that is the exact moment they should push harder. Consistency compounds. It is the silent force behind every success story you admire. Every champion, every entrepreneur, every leader, every trailblazer, every legend, they became extraordinary not because they were always motivated, not because they always felt like it, but because they showed up. They acted. They persisted. They chose effort over ease. They chose growth over comfort. And day after day, that relentless pursuit transformed their lives. That is how you will transform yours. One small, consistent action at a time. One brave decision at a time. One moment, persistence at a time. That is how empires are built. That is how legacies are formed. That is how your tomorrow becomes a reflection of the best version of yourself. Your actions speak louder than words. Your actions define your character. Your actions determine your destiny. It is easy to talk about dreams, to post quotes, to imagine success. But none of that matters if your actions don't match your ambitions. You cannot simply wish for a better life while living the same routines, the same habits, the same patterns that have kept you average. You cannot dream of transformation while avoiding responsibility. You cannot desire freedom while giving in to every comfort. If you truly want to own your tomorrow, you must act today. You must make decisions that are aligned with your goals. You must do the work that others refuse to do. You must become the person your dreams require you to be. And this, my friends, is where the real growth happens. This is where you separate yourself from the crowd. This is where you step into power, into greatness, into destiny. Fear and doubt will always be present. There will always be obstacles, setbacks, critics, and naysayers. Life will test you. Life will challenge you. Life will try to convince you to settle, to slow down, to give up. But you must remember, the greatest achievements are born from struggle. The strongest people are forged in adversity. The most successful lives are built on resilience. You will encounter moments that seem impossible, moments where giving up feels like the easiest option. Those are the moments that define. Those are the moments where your commitment is tested. Those are the moments that will determine whether you settle for mediocrity or rise to greatness. To greatness. And in those moments, remember this. Every step forward, no matter how small, every choice to persist, every refusal to quit, is a declaration that your tomorrow will be different from today. Your mindset is critical. You cannot allow negative thoughts, self-doubt, or fear to dominate your actions. You must train your mind to focus on possibility, to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to believe in your potential when nobody else does. Your mindset shapes your reality. It determines how you respond to challenges, how you handle failure, how you celebrate success, and how you move forward when the path is uncertain. Strengthen your mind, cultivate resilience, embrace positivity, and refuse to allow limiting beliefs to dictate your future. When your mind is aligned with your purpose, your actions will naturally follow. And when your actions are aligned with your purpose, your tomorrow is inevitable. Remember that discipline, consistency, and persistence are not just habits. They are commitments to yourself, to your dreams, and to your future. They are a promise that you will not settle for less than your potential, that you will not allow fear, doubt, or comfort to dictate your journey, that you will act even when it is hard, even when it is inconvenient, even when it seems like nobody is watching. Every choice you make, every effort you invest, every decision you honor, these are the building blocks of the life you desire. Your tomorrow is not determined by chance. It's determined by the actions you take today, every single day, without fail. And so I want you to make a commitment right now, a commitment to yourself, a commitment to your future, a commitment that no matter what, you will show up, you will act, you will persist, you will be disciplined, you will be consistent. You will chase your goals with relentless determination. You will refuse to quit, refuse to settle, and refuse to accept anything less than the life you deserve. Because the reality is this: every great life, every extraordinary achievement, every powerful legacy starts with a single decision. The decision to take control, the decision to act, the decision to be relentless, the decision to own your tomorrow. And that decision starts right here, right now. It doesn't matter how many times you failed before. It doesn't matter how many setbacks you faced. It doesn't matter how many people have doubted you. What matters is what you do from this moment forward. Your past does not define you. Your mistakes do not define you. Your failures do not define you. What defines you is the courage, the discipline, the persistence, and the consistency you demonstrate moving forward. Every small step, every brave decision, every action that aligns with your vision brings you closer to the life you desire. And one day when you look back, you will realize every struggle, every obstacle, every challenge was preparing you for greatness. So I want you to remember this: tomorrow is not guaranteed, but it is promised to those who earn it today. Tomorrow belongs to the person who refuses to quit, who refuses to settle, who refuses to allow fear or doubt to dominate. Tomorrow belongs to the person who acts with discipline, who persists with consistency, who invests in their growth every single day. Tomorrow is not a distant dream. It is a product of the actions you take right now. Your choices today are the seeds of your tomorrow. Your effort today is the fuel for your future. Your commitment today is the foundation for your legacy. And if you live with that understanding, if you act with that urgency, if you embrace that responsibility, there's nothing you cannot achieve. Rise up, show up, push forward, embrace the struggle, own your discipline, commit to consistency, reject excuses, act with courage, persist through fear. Work harder than anyone else, study longer than anyone else, train stronger than anyone else, love deeper than anyone else, serve better than anyone else. And every single day, invest in yourself, invest in your future, invest in your dreams. Because one day soon, you will wake up and the life you've been working for will not be a dream anymore. It will be your reality. It will be your destiny. And every person who doubted you, every obstacle that challenged you, every setback that tested you, they will all witness the power of a person who refused to wait, who refused to quit, who refused to settle. They will see what happens when discipline, consistency, persistence, and relentless action collide with a burning desire to succeed. The choice is yours. The action is yours. The responsibility is yours. Your tomorrow's yours. Claim it, own it, fight for it, and never ever forget, the life you want is not a distant fantasy. It is waiting for the person willing to earn it, willing to work for it, willing to persist for it, willing to become it. That person is you. The moment is now, the decision is yours, and your tomorrow. It is waiting, ready to be claimed by the courage, discipline, and relentless action you demonstrate today. Make it count. Make it legendary. Make it unstoppable. Because tomorrow is yours.